So back again with another SUPboarder review, and this time it's the JP Australia AllroundAir in a windsurf edition. So this is a superior edition board. It's a top end construction, but it is an inflatable windsurf board as well as a SUP. So specifications for this board, it's got all the right sizes. It's 10.6 long, it's 32 inches wide, it's 5 inches thick. Then it brings the volume in at 256 litres in volume. It weighs only 9 kilograms, but bear in mind this has got a windsurf attachment as well and a windsurf centre box. It's pretty light, and it retails at £1,099. The board's got an internal core of drop stitch, and it's finished off with a pre-laminated triple layer of PVC. It comes with two fins, so it comes with a centre fin and a back fin. So there, obviously, if you're using it for windsurfing, if you put your centre fin in, then you can go upwind and you don't get pushed downwind. And if you're using it just for normal paddleboarding, you can just use it with the centre back fin. So this is JP Australia's superior edition of boards, which basically means it's got everything. It's got the best construction, it's got the best fins and fittings, and personally, it just looks the best too. JP Australia are very well known for making good quality windsurfing equipment, and they obviously have come from a windsurfing background because Jason Pollico is one of the world's best windsurfers still to this date. So this is an inflatable windsurf board that you can paddleboard. What a great idea. And it being the size of 10.6 by 32, which is pretty much the best all-round shape of SUP you can get on the market, from getting people into the sport to just generally having for paddling fun. And having a windsurf attachment on the centre here in front of the handle, and a centre box that you can put the fin in to make you sail upwind and get into windsurfing is just fantastic. It's very easy to use because it's 32 wide, and as I say, for paddleboarding it's great, it's easy, and also it doesn't really make much difference having the centre box there from a drag point of view. It's not really going to slow you down that much if you're just using it from a paddleboard point of view. The fact it rolls up to goes into a bag, and you can put a windsurf rig on it, and you can paddleboard it, it does make it an incredibly versatile board that really the whole family will be able to get out and go on. Whether you're getting into windsurfing for the first time, or you've come from a windsurfing background many years ago and you've got some sails you want to dust off in the garage, this sort of board will get you on the water and it will do everything pretty well. We're really happy with windsurfing it, as it comes with two nice fins. They're plastic, they're very hard wearing fins. It comes with like a big swept back fin, which they use in the centre box when windsurfing, and it also comes with a smaller 9-inch, sort of more traditional surf-based fin that you put in the back. I think JP sort of aim it as when you're paddleboarding you would just use this fin, but I would really recommend taking this fin out and just using this when you want to go paddleboarding, because then you go in a straight line even easier. It's a lovely shape, it's got loads of area at the back there, makes it very easy to use, and if you're a beginner, putting that at the back of the board will make it even easier to stay and keep going in a straight line. So that's a really nice move. You actually get two fins with this, which I think is a great move, but definitely when you're paddleboarding, when you're getting into the sport, I would put that one at the back. So that's the fin setup. So it's a very simple fin setup, centre box and back box. For windsurfing, use both. For paddleboarding, obviously just use one. Other fittings on the board, you've got your bungees up at the front there. You can put your dry bags and your flip-flops and your drink. Then in this place here, you've got this raised bump. You've got your windsurf attachment, so you can just screw your universal joint straight into there. You've got your big padded carry handle, large EVA deck, going right to the tail. And the nice thing about this board is because it's really quite wide at the tail, it makes it very stable for both windsurfing and paddleboarding. So again, when you get into both sports, it's very easy to use. Inflation valve is up at the front there, and it's got a recommended PSI pressure of 15 PSI. We put this board into our deflection test, which is, if you remember, it's where we put the board on a gap of 1.5 meters apart, and we put a weight of 75 kilograms in the middle, and then we measure how much the board dropped. This board only dropped 18 millimeters. Now, it's a very respectable drop because it's 5 inches thick. So obviously the thicker the board you go, the less it's going to drop, the stiffer it's going to be, and it's only pumped up to 15 PSI. So that's a very, it does feel stiff on when you're sailing it and when you're paddling it, but it actually comes out pretty well in our deflection test too. So let's have a little look at the bag and the pump that you get with the package for £1,099. So the bag's obviously got the JP logoing, JP styling. It's actually a really nice crossover style bag. What I mean by crossover style bag is it's not super lightweight and a bit cheap. and it's not super heavy duty and very expensive. So it's very light in weight. It's quite a nice ripstop nylon material on the front here, but at the back it's got some really nice padded shoulder straps, padding around the back here and around the lower area, and it's got your wheels and stuff. So it's like a combination between a full-on sort of travel bag that you put on a plane to a light stuff sack that you would use on a general all-round day-to-day basis. So I really like the bag, and I like the styling of it, and it's really well made. Now the pump it comes with is a two-way pump and a smaller cylinder pump, which pretty much most pumps are in the industry at the moment. So it pumps on the upstroke and it pumps on the downstroke, and then you can pull the lever over and then you can change it so it just pumps on the downstroke. It pumps the board up to 15 psi, absolutely fine, but obviously because the board is 256 litres, it does take a little bit of time with this size pump, but then it's no longer than other same size pumps on the market. And who do we think this board's best suited for? Well, definitely weight-wise, you're going to be, well, lightweight, 60 kilos, 50 kilos, up to about 110 kilos. You're going to be able to windsurf it and paddleboard it in that weight bracket. And really, it is an all-round board for a whole genre of uses, from windsurfing to flat water paddling to family fun. So it does tick a lot of boxes. Pros and cons and value for money. Well, pros, it really is a great concept, and if you're remotely into windsurfing or you want to give it a go or you've windsurfed before, it is definitely the sort of board to look at. A very good shape as a paddleboard, and having to be able to plug your windsurf rig in on top is just a really fantastic bonus. And cons, in the future it would be great if there was a handle at the back of the board, so if you're using it with your windsurfing sail, getting it in and out of the water would be a little bit easier, because you're quite limited with what you can hold and carry when you've got a windsurf sail in your hand as well. And value for money, well, at £1,099 it's a top end price point from a top end brand, which you've heard me say before, but it is two boards in one. You've got a windsurf board and you've got a paddleboard, and it goes in a backpack in the back of your car. So if you're into that sort of style and that sounds like you, then definitely the JP Australia AllroundAir is definitely a board that's well worth the money. Hope you found that SUPboarder review interesting and informative, and it helps you understand if the JP Australia AllroundAir Windsurf Edition is the board for you. It definitely is something I'm really interested in, and I don't really want to give it back. But until next time, we'll see you on YouTube or on SUPboarder. Thanks a lot.